Hey, what's up, YouTube and Facebook? This is 100% here, and this is 100% me, to you, and Gam. And this is a No versus Special 5 video. Yeah, I have to talk about a little bit of things, and it must be done. It must be done. I have to speak about it. I thought it would be a great video. Like I said, my video is going to be raw like this for now. No intro, no outro, no beginning video with music or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about when I mean intro, outro. Y'all know what I mean with that. You know what I'm saying? You know how some videos on YouTube, before you see what they're actually gonna speak about, they show the beginning of their videos and it has like a song or something, and then it goes to the video, and then before they end the video, well, not before, well, after the end of the video goes to another song or something, whatever. My video's not gonna be like that until I get my room fixed, and I already said that in my past update videos when my room is gonna be fixed by when. I'm not gonna say that on here, but y'all should know by now. So yeah, let's just get straight into it, bro. It's gonna be a different kind of No Versus Special series episode. I mean, a versus special episode, because this is the No Versus series, but it's a No Versus special episode. I can't say No Versus special series because it's not a series of No Versus special. It's a series of No Versus. So it's No Versus series, and this is a No Versus special 5 video. So yeah, I got the list right here on my phone about what I'm gonna talk about. So you could say this video is about being grateful. You know what I'm saying? And not being, how can I say it? Ungrateful. So long story short, I got a good job now, and everything is going well. It is a security job. I'm not gonna say the company's name, but everything's been going well. It's been going very, very, very well. You know what I'm saying? The guards that I work with, they're really cool. They're nice and humble. They're really good peoples. And even the supervisors, like they've been really cool and like helpful. You know what I'm saying? And they treat me right. When it comes to break, they they look out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have break starts at 10 o'clock in the morning because I work a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift. So break starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. So they give breaks 10 o'clock a.m., 10 a.m., 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. And it's an hour break. So for some people where I work at, you know what I'm saying? They say that a 12 p.m. break is the best one because it's an hour break and you come back at 1 p.m. and there's only 2 hours of work left. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you gotta just do 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock and you're on your way home because I work a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift, like I said. But to be honest, 11 a.m. is good too. You come back at 12, 3 hours, it's not that bad. 10 a.m. kind of sucks because there's like 4 hours left of work and it's too early of a break because you start at 7 and that's after 3 hours they get the break. So it kind of sucks, but it's alright. You know what I'm saying? But they be fair about it. They don't give you a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. all the time. They switch. They give you a 12 or an 11. And if you've been doing 11 a lot, they might give you a 12. If you've been doing 12 a lot, they might give you a 10 a.m. But they've been fair about it. And that's good. So yeah, this is like, what I'm basically trying to say is like for those who's working, like, and you got a good job, like, be grateful, be humble about it, be grateful, be, appreciative because it's hard to find a good job. I got a good job. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing security and I'm getting paid $24 an hour. That's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna say the company's name on here. I'm not stupid, but I get paid $24 an hour, and that's really good. 25 is even better, And I know nowadays what you need is a $35 an hour paying job at least. But for now, 24 is doing me justice. You feel me? So, hey, like, I can't complain. So just be very grateful. If you have a good job, if the supervisors are nice, the managers are nice, you know, whether security, you're dealing with a tour command or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? If they're good to you, be grateful, be humble, and be appreciative, and take care of your job, man. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that's a beer. Like I always say, drink responsibly. So yeah, man, like like it's been it's been phenomenal with this new job that I got. I really really like it. So yeah, I remember when I was working with these other security guard companies, and they was the worst. You know what I'm saying? They was the worst. Specifically, when it comes for me, when it comes to me, in my old security guard job, I had one supervisor that was an asshole. He didn't let you use your phone, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not even if it's an emergency. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like he just sucked. He sucked big time. You know what I mean? And it's like yo, like it's not a big deal. We could still use the phone in our jobs and we could still work. Now that's in my old job. The job that I have now that I was just talking about that I'm getting paid $24 an hour, I can use my phone. But in the old job, you know what I'm saying, that I had, they they was on some shit. Like I didn't get it, like it's not a big deal being on your phone and doing your work. You feel me? You can still work and I'm sorry, you can use your phone and still do your job. That's what I meant to say. So it's like, yo, like what's going on? Like what's good? Like, we adults here. We gotta be on our phone because we got shit to do. Don't get me wrong, I understand the rule of not having a phone because you might get distracted, you might not do your job. But if you be moderate with it, if you let them know that you can at least use your phone for a little bit, but not all the time, like don't overdo it, then that's more than enough. You don't have to turn that into a whole negative fucking thing, like, oh no, don't be on your phone because you're not gonna do your job or whatever. So yeah, in this old job, that one supervisor that I had, and this old job, that one supervisor that I had, like he was an asshole. He was just the worst. You know what I'm saying? And he let you use your phone, and I didn't get that. And another thing he did was that he didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? All he did was look at the cameras, and he wasn't even looking at the cameras for the correct things. He was looking at the cameras to see what we was doing. Mind, I worked in a shelter. That it was a shelter. This is the old job I'm talking about. And there's people with mental issues there. They have mental problems. You feel me? And it's like, why are you looking in the cameras for? And the only thing you're paying attention to is your guards to see if they're doing their job. Don't you think that they know that they have to do their job? So all he was doing nothing, sitting at the front by post one, that was like the office, you could say, looking at cameras and paying attention to his security guards instead of the clients. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens to clients where they hit a security guard, not a security guard, if they hit another client, they start fighting, he wouldn't catch it on video because he's worried about the security guard that's working, looking at them to see if they're doing something they shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stupid. He'll look more at the cameras to see if we was on our phone or doing something we weren't supposed to be doing than looking at the clients to see if they get into a fight or an argument or some type of squall or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it was stupid. Like I don't know what was his problem, but that's just how he was. Like it was just dumb. Like I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to look at the camera, see if security guards doing what they're supposed to be doing. I understand that. But when you look at it nonstop for that reason, now you're not doing your job. You feel me? You're not doing your job because it's like if something happens with a client and they start fighting and you busy looking at the security guard to see if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now what's going on is something broke out, a fight, and that could get the security guard company's contract into problems because it's like they're gonna say, but wasn't you looking at it on camera? Why didn't you stop it beforehand? He won't be able to say anything, that supervisor of mine, because he was looking at the security guards. But like I said, he was the worst supervisor ever. So I know for a fact that he would lie and he would be like, "Oh, I was looking at the cameras. I didn't get to break up the client fight on time." He would say some bullshit. So yeah, like I said, if you got a good job, appreciate your job, be grateful, and be humble. Because I had a shit show of a job before the job that I have now. The job that I have now is $24 an hour is great, and the job that I had before this one was like $17.50 an hour, and it was terrible. That supervisor sucked ass. That shit was retarded. Like he was just awful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, like he will do things like he'll say things to you like, oh, like for example, there was an incident where I was at the backyard and maintenance came to me and said we're gonna close off the backyard so nobody can go back there. So I said, okay, I'll let the clients know so they won't go back there. So I go to the front of the door of the backyard, the room that's between the backyard and the main office and all that, and I stand there. That's my post now. So one of the clients come, and the client says, "I'm gonna go." The client just starts walking towards the outside. I told the client, "You can't go outside." You feel me? And the client was like, "What you mean I can't go outside?" I'm like, "Nah, the maintenance is doing something. You can't go outside." So the client ended up going outside. I already told the client 3 or 4 times I can't get aggressive with them or put hands on them because that's not how a security job works. They didn't put hands on me or anything like that, so I can't do anything about it. So my supervisor, the one that I'm talking about, the one that's a fucking asshole, the one that's retarded, that's the worst, he goes, "Why is that client outside?" He hits me on the radio. And I'm like, "I told her she can go outside. I told her 3 times." And then he goes, "Yeah, but she's still outside." And I'm like, "I know that, but I told her." And then he wants to tell me who runs the facility here, the clients or us, security. And I'm like, like I just stood quiet, like, and he like, "Next time do your job." That's what he said. "Next time do your job." What you want me to do? I told her 3 times. You feel me? It was a woman, so it was like she didn't listen. I get it. We run the facility, but we're not gonna start a problem for something that's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? All that could have happened was that she would have went outside, and then maintenance could have came and told her as well, "You can't be out here. Go back inside because we're fixing something." You feel me? Let's say she don't respect the security guard's opinion. Not opinion, sorry. Let's say she don't respect the security guard's you know decision, like the not decision, but like the security guard's power. Like let's just say for sure she doesn't respect what the supervisor says to her at all. What would have happened? The only thing that could have happened is that she would have went out and maintenance would have told you can't be out here, and she most likely would have come back in. So why is my supervisor talking about, oh, next time do your job? Who run the security? Uh, her or us? Like shit like that. Another stupid thing that supervisor did was like basically he would tell us to pick and choose your battles. You feel me? So there was this one guy that came in the building all the time, and they're not supposed to bring food up to their room. There's a shelter, right? They're supposed to go to the cafeteria with it. So when he comes in, I was getting ready to tell that person, don't go up with the food, and he stopped me right there. He said, "Pick and choose your battles," and I'm like, okay, so the thing is with that is like the crazy part is he tells me to pick and choose my battles, but when it comes to other clients, you feel me? That doesn't that doesn't matter. He basically wants us to say something to them. So I get it, pick and choose your battles. But what I'm trying to say is this: it's like at the end of the day, you want us to do our job, and when I decide to pick and choose my battles with a certain with a certain client, with a certain client, you tell me I don't do my job. You feel me? So what happened was that with the other guy, the one I'm just talking about right now, with my supervisor stopped me from telling him something because he seen that I was about to tell him something. I walked up to him. He stopped me and he said, "Pick and choose your battle. Let him go." See, so he let him go upstairs with the food. So I'm like, okay. Any client that gives me a hard time, I'm gonna pick and choose my battles, and I'm not gonna let them. And I'm gonna let them go upstairs with food. That's what I did. And then that time he's like, "What are you doing? Why you didn't tell him? Why didn't you tell him not to bring the food upstairs?" So in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you just say pick and choose your battles? Like you pick and chose your battles with the other guy. You seen that I was gonna go talk to him, and you stopped me. Why are you telling me something now about a person that I'm saying that I'm gonna pick and choose my battles with now? And why are you telling me not? Why are you telling me to do something about it? You know what I'm saying? So he's contradicting himself. It's like, yo, bro, like, what are you talking about? You feel me? He was just stupid. You feel me? That supervisor was just stupid. What I'm trying to say is this: he picked and chose his battle, the supervisor. He let the guy go upstairs. I was going to tell him something, and he stopped me. And he said, pick and choose your battles. Let him go upstairs. So I'm like, I was going to stop him because the rule is you can't bring food. He let him go because he is the one that's picking and choosing his battles. So I said, bet. So not a supervisor, so when a client came with food, and that was one that I said, okay, I remember my supervisor told me to pick and choose my battles. I let him slide to go upstairs. Now he wants to complain. Why let him go upstairs with the food? So when it's you picking and choosing your battles, you stop me. But when it's me picking and choosing my battles, I mean, sorry, yeah, when it's you picking and choosing your battles, you stop me if I'm gonna say something. But when it's my turn to pick and choose the battles, you basically let them go. Now you basically tell me to stop them from going. So to not confuse that, what I'm trying to say is he will pick and choosing battles with that one client and others, and let them do whatever they want. Because that's the supervisor. I guess he has more power than us. Well, he does, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like when it comes to fairness, so I guess he's the only one that decides to be fair or the best, fairest person there. So basically, the client came in and he let the person go up with food. And I was getting ready to stop him and he let pick and choose your battles. I'm like, okay, whatever. You let him go up, whatever. Now, the client that comes for me, you feel me, when I'm there, because he's there too, my supervisor. I'm picking and choosing my battle. I don't tell him anything about going upstairs with food because my supervisor told me pick and choose your battles. But he goes ahead and cuts me. I wanted to say something. Why you didn't tell him nothing? What? So the one that you chose is okay, but the one that I choose to pick and choose my battle with is not okay? You understand what I'm saying? So he was just a dumbass. So yeah, like if you have a job where the supervisor is an asshole or he's contradicting himself or he's retarded, no lie, don't quit the job, but look for another job. And once you get the other job, leave the job immediately. The one that you have. If the supervisor is being fucked up, or the manager is being fucked up, or the supervisor's contradicting himself, or the manager's contradicting himself, just leave after you get a new job. So don't quit your job because you need the money. Apply for other jobs. Once you get the interview, you do it. And you know what I'm saying? You go to the next step, whatever. And then once they say, okay, you're hired, you're gonna start this day, then you quit and then you start that day. Do it like that. Cause trust me, I found a great job now. Like I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? There was another job that I had that it was like, you know, they wasn't that strict because they told us like you can use your phone, but just step away from the camera and you know use it, but don't overdo it, and then come back to your post. I don't know if the company's name. They was pretty decent. But this other job that I was just talking about the supervisor picking and choosing your battles, he was just stupid. So yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just looking at my list here. Um, yeah, there was another thing that happened where it's like you can't talk to the clients because my supervisor, that same supervisor that I'm talking about that says pick and choose your battles, you can't talk to the clients because what he says, he calls it boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a security guard, they're a client. You can't be too good with too much. You can't be friends with them too much or be nice to them too much because they're gonna want a favor from you or something, whatever. Da, 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 you know. So he was saying something like that. Not saying something like he was saying that. He was saying boundaries. So whenever he saw you in the camera talking to a client, he'll tell you in the radio boundaries. And it's crazy because sometimes the people that I'm talking to, well, that I was talking to at the time when I had the job, when they heard that on the radio, they'll be like, "What?" And I'll be like, I'm sorry about that. My supervisor just and the clients will get it. They'll be like, "Okay, we can't talk together. We can't talk with each other." And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? Like that shit used to piss me off because it's like, yo, bro, you're gonna make maybe the feelings of that person doesn't matter, but still, it's like, yo, you're gonna you fucking shit up. Like you starting beef. Not with me. Like that's gonna be on you. You feel me? Because they're gonna ask me who said that. You feel me? And one time they did ask me who said that. I'm like, it was my supervisor. And they was like, what's his problem? I'm like, I don't know. Don't even say anything. He just like that. So he's gonna bring problems to himself. I don't know if that ever happened, but what I'm trying to say is this. He will tell us, get to know these clients. So how the fuck are you gonna get to know them without talking to them? You're gonna have to talk to them. And then when I talk to them, you talk about boundaries? What the fuck are you even saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's retarded. So yeah, I'm done with him. And I'm done with this whole shit. The whole point is be be appreciative if you got a good job, be humble and be grateful, you know? So yeah. Um yeah, like I said, if you got a good job out there, take care of it. And if you don't have a good job, don't quit. Apply to somewhere else. You could find something better for sure. It happened to me. Apply somewhere else. Once you get the job, they're gonna tell you the start date. Then you quit, and then you start on the date that you know what I'm saying. That the new job tells you when you're gonna start. You start on that date. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about putting a 2 weeks notice or none of that bullshit. If a job is fucked up, fuck that 2 week notice shit. Just go straight. Just quit it. No call, no show, and go straight to the other job. I've done that shit myself plenty of times, so don't worry about it. Anyways, that's it for that part of there's no versus special 5 video. We're about to get in to the best part about this no versus special 5 video. Part 2 of the Matrix. So yeah, the Matrix. Part 2 about it. I know I switched off the conversation that I was no not conversation, sorry. I know I just switched up from what I was saying to another level with the quickness. I know how it goes from that to this to the Matrix. I'm sorry, I just had to add this on because it's that Matrix video that I did. It wasn't a Matrix video. It was a no special versus. Sorry, it was a no versus special. Um, 4. You know what I'm saying? Part 4, and I just had to speak about the Matrix on that one. So I didn't really finish what I had to say about the Matrix, so I'm putting it in this one, part 5. But yeah, let me tell you, I got my cigarette right here. You already know what time it is. Let me tell you, bro, it's crazy. So yeah, I remember the last video that I made. I spoke about the trees. Oh, it's Gaia. Da, 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 comes to with the planet. Da, 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 And I spoke about the water. There's mad water. I spoke about bricks, airports, cars, shoes, traffic lights. How the fuck we get the how the fuck we got the resources for all these things when back in the past it was hard to get these resources. Now, of course, eventually we'll get them, but still, it was too advanced for those people in the past to know what to do with those things. You feel me? It's like we skipped something. You feel me? But not to give, and not that I'm saying that humans can't do that. I'm not saying humans can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking them off. You gotta give them some credit, but it's just still kind of far fetched, though. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it. For example, people that are 6'7" and taller, let's say 6'7". It could be even 6'5", but let's say 6'7". People that are 6'7" and taller, if you think about it, they usually all successful. Whether is if they are a basketball player, some type of sports player, or something, they're usually more successful. Now, I'm not saying that they don't got talent for the sport, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, whatever. I'm not saying they're not talented for the sport and that they didn't practice hard. I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking them off. But what I'm trying to say is this: usually the people that are baseball players, basketball players, football players, hockey players, maybe not hockey, but baseball, football, and basketball, like they're tall, bro. You feel me? They're really tall. So another way to see it that this is the Matrix is like, how will those tall people live their life? You feel me? They could go to work, they could do a whole bunch of things, but there's certain things that is like, yo, like how the fuck could they live their life? Like, for example, shoe size. Like they have shoe sizes that are big, but when after you go a certain amount of inches in your feet, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to get it custom made. And you're not gonna get no brand sneakers custom made. Now I know Shaquille O'Neal, he's like a size 23 or 24, I forgot, and he got his custom made sneakers, whether it was Jordans or his brand line that he has, Shaq's. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for a regular person that's not rich or not known, or doesn't have that many, money, it's like doesn't have that much money. It's like, how the fuck do they live? They gotta get the shit custom made. Like this shit is crazy. What I'm trying to say is this: when I drive my car, my minivan, I got a Honda Odyssey 2004. When I'm driving my car, I see that my head is almost hitting the ceiling, just by a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just by a little bit, my head is almost hitting the ceiling, and I'm 6'3". So I'm just saying, damn! Imagine a 6'7" person in this car; he won't be able to drive it. And whenever you see these sports players coming into an arena or stadium or whatever it is, they always on a bus. It's either a bus or a plane. You know what I'm saying? Something with a high ceiling. They come in a bus or a plane or both. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's like the Matrix talking to you. Like, where else would they be at? You feel me? Like, where else they will be at? Of course, they're gonna be with us in the NBA. Of course, they're gonna be with us in the NFL. Of course, they're gonna be with us in the MLB. Look at their height. They can't live a normal life. So small shit like that is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all of them because there's some basketball players that's my height. Like Stephen Curry is 6'3". I'm 6'3" myself. There's a couple of basketball players that's my height, and some of them is 6'4" or 6'5", not really 6'7" and up or 6'8". I understand that, but still, like, yo, where this shit is coming from, yo. Where this shit is coming from. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Like, if you put two and two together, and there's a lot of things. This is just a small there's just a small like example of what I'm talking about. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. My mom is talking. But yeah, this is just a small example of like the Matrix. You feel me? Like what I said in my video before this one, well, not before this one, not literally before this one, but the last No versus special that I made, like yeah, like the bricks and all that shit, like that's one way to look at it. But I'm bringing this up so you can see it a certain way. You know, if you think about it, it's like they already know who's gonna be born, whether there's a certain height or they have a certain problem. It's like they're taking it in, not taking it in, they're taking it in like through a list or something. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be this person, that's that person. He's gonna be this, he's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. My aparatus no vida no hable. Sorry about that. It's crazy. Like yo, like that is one way to look at it. You feel me? Like I was really thinking about that. I was like, yo, it's true. How the fuck do they live? Like it's kind of hard. Like you know what I'm saying? They're really tall. Like how is it that that they make it, you know, to this level of life where they're successful? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like most tall people that you see as professional, they're playing some type of sports or they doing something that has to do with sports, like commentating or something. You know what I'm saying? Most people that are most people that are tall and that are successful, they're doing something that has to do with sports, whether it's commentating or playing the sport or something. You feel me? All the other famous people, they're average height and they're doing something else. They're acting or they're doing business. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're famous or they're not. You feel me? Like it's crazy. But yeah, I keep on going on with this. Hopefully, you guys get my drift. Just think about it deeply. You know what I'm saying? Just take a basketball player that's 6'7" or 6'8" or 6'9" or even 7 feet, and think about how would he have lived a normal life. Because you think about it, he's not gonna walk everywhere. You feel me? He's gonna have to get in a car. But if he's that tall, he can't fit in a car. Like I said, I'm 6'3" and I'm in a Honda Odyssey 2004, and that's a big car. And my head is almost touching the ceiling. I've been inside a Suburban too. It's the same thing. Those are even bigger. My head is almost hitting the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it carefully, like, yo, how the fuck these niggas live life? What they gonna do? Buy a bus so they could drive around so they could fit? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. They could take a plane, yeah, but a plane doesn't land on a regular street road. You know what I'm saying? What if he has to go a few miles away, not to an airport? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like, how the fuck do they live their life? So just think about it like that. So yeah, I'm not gonna say much anymore about the Matrix. I just feel like that was something that I left out when it came to the No versus Special 4 video that I made. You know, just people's height and their lifestyle. You feel me? Like if you look into it even deeper, like you'll notice whether they're a rapper, a actor, a comedian, whatever it is that they do. If you think about it carefully, it's like they was meant to be that. Like I always said, life is pre-written, written, pre-recorded, recorded, and live at the same time and all at the same time. It's like they already knew what they was gonna do with those people. If you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? For example, like I said, Shaq. I brought Shaq up already. Not because of his shoe size. Well, I already said his shoe size, the reason why. So right now I'm saying not because of his shoe size, but his height. Like what the hell was Shaq gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Being that tall, 7'2" or whatever it is. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could get a convertible car where the roof comes off and you could drive. You're gonna feel a little bit weird because your head is gonna be above the windshield. But it's like, what you gonna do when it starts raining or snowing or something? Like, what you gonna drive? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just think about it like that. Like, take it with a grain of salt. But it's like, like it's crazy. I'll keep going on. There's gonna be a Matrix 3, but for now I'm gonna leave it like this. So yeah, it's 100% here. 100%. Meet you in GAM, and I'm signing out. Later, y'all. Peace. I love y'all.